Find x, y, theta, and phi. This is called this symbol, and this is theta. This is phi here and here, and that's theta. And the x and y's. So we can use Pythag, or we can use SOHCAHTOA. So we've got SOHCAHTOA. And we've also got the h squared, the longest side is equal to the sum of the other two sides squared. So if we know any two sides, we can work out the third, can't we? We don't know any two here, but we know this is, and we also know the angles in a triangle, or any triangle, add up to 180 degrees. So we've got three pieces of information here that we can call upon. So if that's 40, that's 90, then these two must add up to 90, mustn't they? Because both of them add up to, all of them add up to 180. So theta must be 50 degrees. Theta is equal to 50 degrees. Okay, now if we think about cosine of this, or if we think about this angle, and write SOHCAHTOA, let's have a look what we got, shall we, in relation to that angle. So we know the angle, so we know the sine, cos, and the tan of that angle. We know the hypotenuse, and that's it, that's all we know. So with this one, the cosine, we can find out the adjacent, which is here, and this one we can find the opposite, which is here, which is y. So here, in this case then, sine of 40 degrees is equal to the y, the opposite, over the hypotenuse, over h. So that tells us what y is, 5 sine 40. Let's tap it in. 5 times sine of 40 degrees, 3.214 to 3dp. That was to 3d we did it to. So that was that one, and cosine we said as well, didn't we? 40 degrees, we can work out that. Adjacent, which is x, over 5, hypotenuse. So that will tell us what x is. 5 cos 40, move this up to times. 5 cosine 40 degrees. So 5 times cos 40. 3.830. Okay, good. And that was to 3D as well. So that was the first one. Now the second one. These angles, this is 90, isn't it? So this is 65. So this must be 25, mustn't it? So phi equals 25 degrees. Now we can use SOHCAHTOA again, can't we? Now we know the angle. Let's look at this angle here and write SOHCAHTOA and see what we've got. Oh, we'll look at the 65 because that was already given. We've got the adjacent. We've got the sine, cos, and tan. And we haven't got anything else. So 2 of any 3. That's all we got. The adjacent. Yeah, so we can only use the cosine. So we can use the cosine of 65 then. Is equal to adjacent 3 over x. So move the x up to times. And at the same time move the cos 65 back down to divide. So we get that. So 3 over cos 65 then. 7.099. And that was the 3D decimal places. Okay, so we've got x and we've got 3. So we should be able to work out y from Pythag. Or we can use tan, can't we? Tan opposite over adjacent. We've got the opposite. As far as... No, this angle. Opposite over adjacent. We got the adjacent because we said it here, didn't we? So we got the adjacent. So we can use TOA, can't we? So tan of the 65 is equal to the opposite, y, over the adjacent 3. Yeah, we're okay. So that tells us then y is equal to 3 tan 65. 3 times tan 65. 6.434. 6.434. There we go. So that's the second one done. Now the third one, we know this is 90. We know these two sides, so we can use Pythag, can't we? 6 squared. So let's do that one. So I'm going to make a bit of room here for this one and just get rid of this stuff here. Get rid of all that. No harm done. It gives a bit of room to work on this. So the longest side squared is equal to the other two sides squared and added. So 36 then is equal to 4 plus x squared. So that tells us that x squared is equal to 36 minus 4, which is 32. Square root both sides. Don't worry about the negative because it's a length. And we want the square root of 32. 4 root 2. 5.657. 5.657. Or, what was that? What was it? 4 root 2. Let's go back. Press that again. 4 root 2, yeah. 4. So we can put that in the calculator if we want to, because that's really accurate. Now, now we know this side. We know all three sides, so we can work out this angle, can't we? We can get that from cos adjacent over hypotenuse is easy. Cosine phi is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 1/3. So the phi angle then, shift cos 1/3 to undo the cosine. Shift cos 1 divided by 3. 70.53 degrees. 70.53 degrees. And this one, sine phi. Oh, well, now we know that's 70 and this is 90. These two add up to 90, don't they? Because the whole thing adds up to 180. So theta will be 19.47, because that adds up to 90 degrees, these two, doesn't it? 19.47 is theta. That's the easiest way to calculate it.